Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Real Estate Life. I'm Rob Edgerly with Maine Life Real Estate, and I'm running a team here in Maine and part of eXp Realty. And today I'm joined by an awesome guy, been a partner with him and his business and group of people, and I've known him for a few years. You know, at his height, I think 500 transactions a year, just killing it down in the Midwest, Southern Midwest. And he's been a mentor and to me and a lot of other people, and a great leader of our team and organization. So I'm pleased to welcome Mr. Jay Kinder.
What's up? How's it going, Rob? Good to see you as always.
Good to see you, man. It's been a while. I think the last time I saw you was at the eXp Con a year ago, 2019.
Yeah,
before all
that's
this
right.
craziness hit.
That's right.
And you are in. So you've made a big move this year. You're down in Puerto Rico.
Yep. Moved the whole family to Puerto Rico. It's going really well, actually. I love it here. It's like being stuck on vacation, which isn't a bad thing. So, it's been great. It's a different culture. In fact, yesterday I got to go visit a boxing gym that has a national champion that came out of it, and several prospects, like pro prospects, and in the past some champions and some world champions. And it's just a little podunk gym. Like, they just need equipment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all. I mean, they're using broken stuff. I mean, it was unreal, but
Wow.
it was so cool to see, because that's a big part of the culture here is boxing. And so it's one of the places I'm going to make some donations to get them some equipment and just be a part of the community. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I love it so far. It's been great. Love the people. Love everything about it. It's been awesome.
That's awesome. Did you get a workout in?
No, well, they tried to work me out. I was like, well, maybe not today. We'll maybe do that another day.
Maybe some other time, right?
Them boys were hitting hard now. I mean, even the little guys, they were hitting hard.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So good food, good culture, good weather.
Yeah,
sounds amazing. Let's revisit that.
Yeah, come down anytime, man. Anytime.
I'm gonna come down and visit for sure. Well, there were all kinds of things that we could talk about as I was prepping for this and thinking about, okay, what would you ask Jay Kinder if you had him on the line for a little while? And one of the things that we're all dealing with right now, and everybody across the country, real estate agents are dealing with, are just an extreme lack of inventory. Right. We listed a house last week. We had 22 offers on it. Another one this weekend had multiple offers on that one too. It's just crazy. I'm hearing about that over and over again. And so thought maybe we could talk about what are some ideas that what would some advice that you would give to a realtor to get their business on track, get some listings going, and really take it and take the ball and run with it in these kind of conditions.
For sure. Yeah. So, I mean, the first thing I think that everybody has to, kind of have the right mindset is, number one, is that you are extremely valuable, even though the inventory is low and they're going to get multiple offers. You are extremely valuable in the process of helping a seller net the most money if you're truly an expert in what you do. And so most sellers today, I mean, the argument could be made, oh, well, I can just, put it on for sale by owner, and I'm probably going to get offers and sell it. Yeah, okay, yeah, but you probably won't get 50 offers or 30 offers, right? So the first thing that you have to understand is, what is your value proposition in the current marketplace? So what is it that we do differently to attract the masses of potential buyers in the marketplace? There's likely, and this is not uncommon today, and we can't guarantee something like this, but it's very likely if you expose the property to the marketplace for a long enough period of time and give everybody a chance to get their offers in and doing the highest best, scenario, is it's likely you might find a cash buyer, which eliminates all contingencies around appraisal. It's likely that you might not have to do any of the repairs that you might have normally had to do. It's likely that you won't have to, do an inspection or have inspection items repaired. These are all things that the strongest offer is likely going to come in with some of these types of things. And so, I think educating the seller is like, don't make this mistake. This is the best market we've ever seen. Don't leave money on the table, right? So and that's what a lot of sellers do. They don't know any better, and an agent puts it on the market. A few people show it. There's no strategy around an open house and getting everybody through the house so they can all make their highest and best offer. And so those are things that that I would be focused around communicating to the marketplace is what it is that we do to maximize to get up to 18% more than the methods of traditional real estate agents, right? Like that's the whole value proposition of NAEA. So
right.
That's where I would start, is understanding what it is that you do that is different, that's going to maximize that home's value. And then the second thing is just having conversations with people. A lot of people right now have so much equity that they don't even realize they have. Is starting having conversations with your sphere, your past clients, to say, listen, if you could get an offer that was significantly more than you thought your house might be worth, would you be open to selling it in the next 90 days or in the next 6 months, right? So like every person that you talk to, whether you're cold calling entire neighborhoods or whatever the case may be, is, hey, I'm doing a survey. As you probably will know, there's a low inventory. This is the best time we've ever seen for houses to come on the market. And I'm just curious if at a ridiculously high price, would you be open to selling your home in the next 90 to 120 days? Would that be something you might consider? And those conversations are going to lead somewhere, right? And so
right.
That's the ground and pound method that I would use to try to turn up inventory out of nothing. The other thing I would look at is I'd probably look at anything that's the moratorium is up today, right? So on being able to actually kick people out of the house, what I'm saying, and that weren't paying rent, stuff like that. So there's a lot of people now that have been struggling to make things keep it all together with all the rental property. That they're seeing the market where it is, and they're probably a lot more open to selling that rental property today than they ever were. And so there's probably the vacancy, the vacant properties is a strategy, looking for finding vacant properties, finding who the owner is, those types of situations. And then I think anybody who has an address that's out of state, they own a property but they live out of state, so it's probably a rental, would be another. Those would just be little niches I'd be trying to identify and go after while the inventory is low. It's not going to be like this forever. So I think the sooner that it levels, we get some inventory hitting the market, the better. But it's going to be either interest rates have to go up to slow down things, or we have to get some inventory on the market through the foreclosures and the shadow inventory stuff that may be coming, which from what I've heard is like nationwide, it's only like 325,000 homes potential. So it's not that much, really of a difference that will be made. But you got to shake the trees and find people that are open to selling. And if you get the listing, you obviously have a better shot at doubling in that deal, as well. And if you know the situation and what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, that's right. I'm remembering we're a mastermind. We were in Tahoe, right? A few years ago.
Yeah.
I remember being on the hot seat, and that was one of your comments to us was go. I think we were still dealing with this low inventory then. This was like 3-4 years ago. Right. And here we are. We're still dealing with low inventory and even more of an impact on inventory. And at the time that was, looking for builders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you, in your career, did you work with builders?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So we had multiple builders. We did. We've done a lot of deals with builders it's one of the better, and honestly, another angle today would be, starting to look at getting qualified for the short sale type, the short sales, and foreclosures as well. There's going to be an influx of some amount that's going to hit the market. They'll get gobbled up pretty quick, but those are going to be deals that come up. But I like the foreclosure and I like builder because it's multiple units, right? So, you can't, very rarely do you have a clientele that can do 5, 8, 10, or 15 deals or more a year, right? So, one client that could do that is a builder or a foreclosure account or some of those types of things. And so those are all good strategies. New construction's, one of my favorite. If you can, if there's anybody that's, the problem that we always had where I came from in Oklahoma was the city government was too stupid to loosen up the rules of getting things approved fast enough to get inventory caught up.
Yeah.
And so, even if you had the land, you couldn't get it developed fast enough, and you couldn't get houses up fast enough to keep up with the demand. So, those builder opportunities are huge. Right now, even in Texas, they're doing this. They've been doing it here in Dorado. It's a crazy, crazy, dumb, ridiculous neighborhood that I live in. And the average sale price is, I don't even know what the average is because they don't have an MLS. So I have no idea. But I think it starts out at about $3 million. And it's just out of control. I mean, a house I could have bought for $5 million is now $7 million 6 months later. It's like crazy. So they don't, like, when you ask someone, they got new construction being built in a few different spots here in the neighborhood. But when you go ask them, well, hey, what's the price? Well, we don't know yet. We'll let you know in a year when it's finished, but we're not going to quote it to you today. And that they're doing that in Texas now. And so, like, they won't even give you a price on a pre-build because material costs keep going up and all these other things. And so, and taking advantage of the marketplace too. But yeah, it's a crazy world right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, somebody just posted a photo this morning of plywood, like the minimum size you could use for a roof, and it was like $37 a sheet. And they were just talking, a year ago that was $15.
Right,
and that's why these guys can't and gals can't put a price on this right now. Who knows what's going to happen in the next 3 to 6 months? What do you think is going to happen overall? Do you think we're going to continue on this trajectory? Or is it going to slow down?
Yeah, I mean, it has to slow down, right? So, like, me and Mike were talking the other day, and we were joking because it was before the market, kind of had its little downturn and kind of correction, and and everybody was talking about it, and there was, certain pundits are talking about the market's definitely going to make a correction, and this, that, and the other, and it's going to be sometime like around by April or in April or whatever was the prediction. And like we do this loop around Dorado, and I said, that if the market crashes and we haven't made our adjustments, we're going to look back and go, that was so stupid. We should have known better. That we should have known it was coming, right? It's like we tend to want to just put the blinders on and pretend like it's not going to happen, but it can't go up forever. It just can't. It's not realistic. The housing affordability index isn't way out of whack right now, but it would if it continues at this pace of growth. So the predictions that I've been seeing as far as average sale price in the marketplace is looking like 3 to 5% in most areas as far as appreciation this year. If that holds true, then it's not really that big of a threat, and it could, until something changes, whether it's interest rates or whatever. The thing that I don't know enough about, and actually Peter Schiff lives in the neighborhood here. I met him the other day. I was like, you look like, and he's like, Peter Schiff. I was like, yeah, that guy. He's like, well, that's who I am. I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy. He's the guy that predicted the economy crash in 07 and 08, and has done a lot of predicting things right along the way. But his viewpoint is there's no way for the Fed and the Treasury to solve the problem that they're battling because they work against each other in terms of what the goal is in fighting inflation. And so you can raise rates. There's a couple things they can do, but it either is going to increase the amount of interest that we have to pay on the debt as a country, which is going to put that in default, which creates a very bad scenario and recession. Or the other side of that coin is they continue to kick the ball down the road and continue to print money, and inflation is going to go up, which I don't know how those all tie back to the real estate market outside of the interest rate. Interest rates go up, it will change the trajectory of valuation of property because people can't afford to buy this, the same amount of home, and so the prices will have to come down. Prices will have to come down, and all of the supplies, because there'll be less buyers for that kind of stuff. It'll be interesting. I think all of that is coming. I just don't, I don't have a crystal ball, but having been through 07 and 08, what I'm saying? Like, I know that it's not good forever, right? It's not going to be great forever. It'll be, it takes quite a bit to shift. We didn't have, 04 and 5 was a great marketplace going into, 05, or actually 5 and 6 really was a great marketplace going into the downturn, which was, fueled, by a bunch of bad mortgages and a whole lot of other things that we're not facing today. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time. I don't think that the market's going to overnight. Like, it felt like, I remember 07, it felt like rolling a ball off the table, a tennis ball, and it just dropped like a rock. I could not believe how fast prices dropped. And it was very immediate. And I don't see that happening. And I'm not a economist or market genius or whatever, but I follow who I would follow is I would follow Steve Harney. I believe Keeping Current Matters is the best data that's out there for you, understanding the larger scope of the industry, how things are being impacted on a national scale as opposed to just like your local market. That's always going to be different based on price range and supply and demand. But there's a lot of really good information, and I just went through his March report. I can't wait for his April report because this moratorium has got to be part of the topic. I would imagine that there are predictions and that kind of stuff and shadow inventory. They track all that stuff from all the best sources. So like that's where I go for like trying to get a handle on it. And it just doesn't seem to me like there's anything that's going to immediately impact things. So it's going to have to be rates start to go up before we probably see too much relief in terms of the number of buyers we have is just kind of crazy right now, and the lack of supply. Yeah. So to be determined. Keep working. Right. It can be worse. You know what I'm saying? You'd rather be in this than you would be in a deep recession. I can assure you.
Yeah, I'll take this over 07, 08, 09.
Any day. Yeah, that was a big kick in the pants in 07 and 08 for me.
Yeah, those were crazy times, and we didn't where I'm at in Maine, we didn't see this huge drop, but we definitely felt the drop. And I felt like one day in October of 09, I think it was, right, and just all my deals were gone.
Right. Yeah.
And what the heck are we going to do here?
Right.
And now we can't even get deals going. That seems, for buyer agents, I feel, I'm feeling for buyer agents right now. And it definitely comes back to the idea that, you have to be a listing agent to really survive in this business.
Mm-hmm.
Buyers agents it's just tougher. It's a tougher gig. We're coaching our whole team to go and list, not just rely on buyer leads,
Right.
And it seems like what's in the offers that came in on these properties that I just listed, I mean, we're way over asking price. So it's almost like it doesn't matter what price. And it seems like they're bringing money from out of state because of where we are. This is they call this vacation land. If you've never been here, you got to get here. Great boating community too. I know you're a big boater.
Yes, absolutely.
And so people are moving from more populated areas up here, and they're selling in other markets, so they've got more money.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting that down. And I also think that what we're seeing is, we saw a lot of IRA and 401k statements that came through with offers to show proof of funds. I feel like people they're cashing in their retirements because they feel like, I want to be in this location. I'm going to be here for 10 years. I don't care what it costs, and maybe I'll take a hit later on. But there seems to be this. It's just a whole different feeling than it has been for the last few years.
Right.